played a really, really terrific game for about 6 innings against a really good team. Let me tell you something. That team is really outstanding. That's a great lineup. Their starting pitcher is really good. He was up to 96 miles an hour with a repertoire of pitches. He didn't strike a single batter out of ours for the 5+ innings that or was it 4+ innings that he pitched? How many innings was it, James?
4+.
4+, I think. Okay, and Eric, Hess, battled, and I thought Hess did a really good job. The first inning he relied on his fastball, and after that he started throwing his slider and his changeup, and I thought he did a really good job. Except, his pitch count got up there, and we had to hook him after 5 innings. Eric Walker gave us a beautiful 6th inning, and then he just kind of lost his command. He gave him a couple free passes to a wild pitch, and then, let him get a little bit to get back into the game. Thought Aaron George had initially did a really good job. Then he started, losing his command. And then Matthew Beck struggled with his command tonight. But Fontenot came in and got a big out with the bases loaded against their very best hitter. He made some clutch pitches there. And then Vittmeyer did a really good job for us. We got a little sloppy in the 9th inning with missing a pop-up and then a routine play. But for the most part, 90% of the time, I thought we played a really, really good all-around game. I thought our hitters were so much better tonight than they were earlier this week against Southeastern. I challenged them yesterday at practice, and I think they responded to it. And I was really proud of our team. And then, when they got close and we're going to, make it a little, scary there in the 9th inning, Cabrera, in the bottom of the 8th inning, Gio, Duplantis, and Cabrera rose up, and we were able to put the game away. And then we were able to use Vittmeyer instead of Peterson, which saves him for tomorrow. So, there were a lot of good things tonight. I hate for the little bit of sloppiness to take away from a really good win, because we had a good win against a really good ball club. They can really hit. Their pitching, I think, is really solid. Where they helped us was with their infield defense a little bit, but they're a northern team, and that's usually the one area for northern teams that they struggle, because they don't get to get outside and take ground balls. But to our credit, we took advantage of the errors that they made, and we're able to have some good at-bats after that.
Well, what into the decision to put Gio in the lineup, put Cade back in the lineup?
Well, first of all, we're facing a right-hander today, and I know we're going to face 2 lefties, so I thought this was a good chance. But both of those guys have done really good things when they've had their opportunities. And I thought tonight both of them really sparked our team. I thought Gio played a tremendous ball game, and his speed puts a lot of pressure on the other team. And then Cade Beloso had 3 really good at-bats. And unfortunately, he didn't play great defense there in the 9th inning. And so he's got to learn from that and play a more complete game for 9 innings. But I thought both of them were big spark plugs for us today.
Both of them got on base, I think, like 4 times tonight each. I mean, how kind of disciplined are they as freshmen?
Well, Beloso has a very disciplined approach at the plate. Gio's a little bit more of a free swinger. You'd think it'd be the other way around. But Gio, on one pitch can, look bad, and then the next pitch, rocket one. He's an electric player. I mean, you got to be patient with Gio, because he's still kind of learning the game, but he's got a lot of ability. And, if it wasn't for us having such a tremendous 3-man outfield already, he'd be a starting player as a freshman. But I told him before the season, I told you guys, I'm going to get him into the games a lot, and you can see why. He makes things happen when he's in the game.
Do you think the off-speed pitches were the difference for Hess?
Absolutely, yeah. After the first inning, I was wondering what was going on. He threw 23 pitches, 22 of them were fastballs. And then he went, more to the off-speed pitches after that, and he pretty much dominated the game after that. I think he was really terrific, and really proud of Zach. I expected him to answer the bell and come out and be much better than last week.
How do you see first base shaking up the rest of the weekend?
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to think about it. Okay. We are facing 2 left-handed starting pitchers, so just not sure yet.
You had 7 walks and 9 fouled.
Yeah.
Bullpen. How much does that concern you?
That concerns me a lot. You just can't do that, especially when you got a big lead. You got a 10-1 lead. Come on, let's throw the ball over the plate, make them earn. I don't care how good the other team is hitting the ball. To be able to come back and score 9 runs just hitting without you helping them is a pretty big task. But when you walk 7 batters, it just makes it easier for them. And Eric is still knocking off the rust, and his first inning was great, 7 pitches. His second inning, he just lost his command there. And then, Aaron George, he made some big pitches, but he lost his command a little bit as well. And then Matthew really never had his command, unfortunately, and I had to hook him. But Fontenot, if nothing else, is going to throw the ball over the plate usually. And I put him in a really, really tough situation with 2 balls on the batter and the bases loaded, and yet he answered the bell and got us out of it. And then Vittmeyer came in and threw a lot of strikes and finished it off for us.
How did Skip do on the PA tonight?
I really thought that was Skip initially. That Rance is amazing. I did. The first inning, I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe Skip's doing that.
They did, actually, he got on the mic
But
later.
Rance was
later.
pointing to
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Rance was pointing at the wrong name.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't tell when it was Rance and when it was Skip. Initially, I thought it was Skip. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen Skip do this before. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard in the dugout. And then somebody said, that's not Skip, that's Ronnie Rance. I said, oh, jeez. I'm glad to see people having fun.
Bill's okay. His surgery went okay.
I just exchanged some text messages with Michael Burnett before the game, and he told me, that everything went well and he was in recovery. So I haven't, I've been out here for the last few hours, so I haven't checked recently. But, a lot of people are praying for him. A lot of great email messages from response to Michael Bunnett's email, and that was wonderful to see. It really was heartwarming to see all those emails people were sending.
Coach, on the rest of the weekend, what do you learn from it? You said it was a good win. What do you get from a game like this?
Well, I think what it did show us is just how good Bryant really is. I mean, they've got a really good team, and we're going to have to come out tomorrow with the score 0-0 and play a really good game again behind Landon Marceau, and our bullpen going to have to tighten things up a little bit. I didn't expect to have to use as many guys as we did. We're a little bit thin because Costello's out and Hilliard's out. So, the guys that we believe in, it's a limited group, and so I was hoping I wouldn't have to use Fontenot. I was hoping I wouldn't have to get Peterson up. I was even hoping I wouldn't have to use Beck, but it got really hairy there, and we're going to have to see what we got available. So it's going to be 2 more tough games against these guys. I'm telling you, they got some tough kids and very talented hitters.